We're gonna now go to Vegita Ramadhani Putri. She's a lecturer at the Faculty of Law in Sriwijaya University in Indonesia. Oh, sorry. Yes. And she's gonna talk about the citizenship model of Indonesia, the contestation within welfare, rule of law, and its crisis. And I think she's gonna talk about the more specific case of Indonesian public policy in energy. So we're gonna focus our discussion on the energy policies and how that affects citizenship or the way it's defined.
Okay. Thank you. It's honor for me can join this scientific forum. I will present my paper that titled Citizenship Model of Indonesia, the Contestation Within Welfare, Rule of Law, and Its Crisis. I must underline that the model is not in the ideal sense, but this is the way to make the complex, the problematic and complexion of Indonesian power relation is more easier to us to make it in our discussion. The first, I will put our debate in the arena of subsidy energy, especially in subsidy energy, not just in energy sector because there is a lot of matter there. I will focus on the subsidy of energy. And the period is I'm focused 1 decade or let us 1 decade, not because the issue would be totally different when we put Indonesia in before 1 decade before, because this is the post-authoritarian regime in Indonesia. I have a presentation with PowerPoint, but I will try to make more systematic by reading several part of my paper here by orally. The first, to focus the discussion of the model of citizenship in Indonesia, the energy sector, as well as narrowed arena on major issue, namely energy subsidy. Contextualization citizenship in the welfare arena of energy will be elaborated in order to find a model of citizenship in Indonesia. Model of citizenship is what will be the prototype of state and citizen relation. I must underline either that the citizenship here is in how lawmaker give a meaning and classify who is citizen in their mind by their public policy, especially in subsidies. Situation, the first situation in which the spirit of liberal living in the communalism body is a contradiction as well as the biggest challenge of democratization in Indonesia. The government of Indonesia is essentially the government that run by liberal ethic. It is marked by liberalization of investment, privatization of state enterprise, and delivery rate of price and supply-demand mechanism. National and regional election, which is based on freedom of expression and so forth. Contradiction is a political necessity. Contradiction occurs not only at the conceptual level, but also in the realm of contextual political praxis. The interpretation of minimal state and maximal state in democratic regime is not always linear. The conception of minimal state implies the minimal role of the state in the life of citizen because of the state intervention potentially arbitrary, such abuse of power on people's life. In contrast, the concept of maximal state is maximal role of state as an institution that has legitimacy as well responsibility in meeting the basic need of society. The second viewpoint of this approach toward power relation is determine how to interpret the relationship between each citizen. For example, who is responsible for the fulfillment of socio-economic security? Social democracy would interpret the term as a part of responsibility of the state is imperative, but liberal democracy would view the compliance with security of social economic not only by state actor but rather from other actors such market. Then state's role as a voluntarist. Regimental interpretation is a crucial issue, especially when product of socio-economic security is affecting the livelihood of community, such as energy, food, health, education, and so on. Complexity is inevitable, while the level of the political character of liberal democracy with its minimalist, yet at the same time the provider of socio-economic security product are singular, the state. Indonesia is in this contradiction. Among space of welfare issue, I present the flow on this PowerPoint. Among space of welfare issue, it appears that politics of energy are the most often create dilemmas. Relation between state and citizen in the arena of energy sector can be a complete picture of the configuration of citizenship in Indonesia. Government role as regulator as well as the sole provider of energy product and by its state-owned enterprise is the monopoly holder over the life of citizen. Given that dependence of energy benefit are so vital, this creates power relation between state and citizen that is patron-client. Therefore, energy issue as a dynamic arena deemed appropriate for understanding the mode of citizenship in Indonesia that are struggling in effort to respect the sustainability of democratization as a basis for comprehensive human rights. Therefore, the formulation model citizenship in Indonesia focus on the class of different model of citizenship in different regime of knowledge. Relation of state and citizen within the framework of citizenship can be read through welfare policy. Variety of the most prominent welfare policy that create controversy is the energy sector. Welfare policy in the energy sector in Indonesia in the last decade reaps a lot of criticism from various parts. Energy policy that most often get the spotlight, namely the reduction of subsidy as a part of structural adjustment program that mandate by letter of intent between government of Indonesia and the International Monetary Fund. Cutting subsidies are consequential on the national budget policy. The impact of rising fuel price and its inflation extend into systemic impact of inflation of other prices of goods and service in various sectors, and so on. Social deficit potentially affect the democratic deficit. Considering that energy policy is a broad and complex, this departure focused on the impact of energy subsidy policy in one last decade. Product policy is chosen on the ground that the policy is fully initiated or in top-down so that the configuration of state-citizen relationship are patronate subordinate become most visible. The subsidy policy is actually an integral part of structural adjustment program package that have systemic effect, but not only in economic but also political. And the impact of this policy degrades the position of the citizen, with it all attribution to the nation, with the risk of exclusion. Agenda of structural adjustment program and the state budget tightening agenda contribute polemic in the broader aspect of citizenship, especially who is citizen in the logic framework of lawmaker in Indonesia. Citizenship in the logic framework of lawmaker of energy subsidy could be elaborated by the agenda setting of the underlying reasoning, while the dilemma of social, economic, and cultural background are selected discretionary by legal drafter in response to the context of pluralistic society. This is a disparity between what is mandated by the global agenda setting, whose liberal, who are faced the affirmative demand demand of identity-based. Political map nuance liberal while it remains in span of communality in community life. This is what happened in Indonesia. While at the conceptual level, it is assumed that the autonomy inherent in each individual, but the context level and in the contextual level, the basis of social relation based on the collectivity. Indonesia democratization journey armed with the navigation liberal then faced with the range of societal cleavage such identity, demographic, regional, and cultural. Although the true liberalism and communitarianism have a same keyword, such what Walzer say, but actually they have a different basic assumption. Then I will go to what we call the tracing part of citizenship in mind framework of lawmaker. Based on the trace, can be identified that the operation of structural adjustment program, which correlate to the continuation of budget tightening and reduction of subsidies, can be used as a proof that liberalism is a policy-oriented sense of understanding of power relation between state and their citizen. There are situations that occur due to the operation of discursive reasoning and logic of liberalism and communalism simultaneously on energy subsidy policy. Privatization of oil and gas mining sector is a part of a package of investment liberalization through a deregulation of the sector. As a result, there was a transformation of the energy position as a strategic commodity which is mandated by Indonesian Constitution 1945 as the welfare of the majority. In Indonesian language, hajat hidup orang banyak, the welfare of majority. So it must be controlled by state, dikuasai negara. Opposite from the virtue of the Constitution, in fact, recently energy become commercial commodity delivered to market mechanism. Although the Constitutional Court, Indonesia has two system court. First is a Supreme Court for general dispute, and Constitutional Court for a constitutional dispute. Although the Constitutional Court has decided that the Oil and Gas Act and the Electricity Act must be amended because it is not mandated by Constitution, but in reality the argument of welfare policy was mixed based on value of liberalism, with also using communalism claim. As a similar situation can be interpreted so differently when interpreted by regime of knowledge differently. Even so, this also happened when lawmaking configuring citizen in relation of the rule of law. Privatization of mining sector are based of energy dilemma. Rising fuel price as a part of welfare policy and its manifestation in policy of reduction of energy subsidy have been repeatedly enforced, even when it has risen many times over. Series of welfare policy, especially the operationalization energy sector regulations such as privatization of state oil enterprise, the separation of the oil and gas management into upstream and downstream, that upstream released to international private enterprise, and downstream still hold in the state enterprise. The regulation of mining investment to facilitate control of transnational corporations to exploit oil and gas, and the use of the international pricing benchmark as an indicator of domestic price, and the gradual reduction of energy subsidies are manifestation the liberal ethos of working in the reasoning of lawmaker in Indonesia. Communalism in the logic framework or lawmaker was looked at the standing position of parties, political parties or non-government organization, instrumentation-based communal institution, and the consideration underlying the decision, as well as a response of decision. Of debate and parliament and debate in the media, it appears that the lawmaker both pro and contra are equally employ the logic of mutual contestation. It is shown the statement, the preamble, the format of price orientation, compensation solution overhead, and reason of rejection or the support, as well as claim filed. Through the keyword are explicit, the implicit model of citizenship can be formulated in the sense of welfare policy formulation in Indonesia. I name it not as citizenship, but denizenship, because based on the mandate of international loan mechanism, Indonesia must fulfill the target of economic growth. And the problem is economic growth calculated by the reduction of the public spending. And the reduction of public spending has consequence with the fulfillment of basic need of citizen. They cut the subsidy for energy, and other issue they cut the subsidy for food, for public facility, and etc. So there's a crucial human right problem, while a country in case is Indonesia obliged by a lot of economic target, and so we see in the energy issue subsidies, the subsidy of energy, a lawmaker make a lot of discretion. I said it discussion because there is no other proper term to say it. So the first, because state must cut the subsidy of energy, then the price of energy is so high. It embedded with the international price. Why? Because now Indonesia is not the member of OPEC anymore. Because Indonesia have no natural resources, but 80% of Indonesian mining held by international enterprise, international private enterprise such as British Petroleum, Dutch Petroleum, etc., and just 20% that held and managed by Indonesian state-owned enterprise. So the problem is the government must buy our own oil to other international state enterprise. But the problem then, international enterprise using international price based on the Singapore or in the New York benchmark. So this is the problematic situation, and the situation is how to make the price still reachable by citizen is by subsidies. Government give a subsidies to the price, so the price is more lower. But the problem is the subsidy is cut, so the citizen must pay similarly with the Singapore, with the other country that has any mining resources. So this is the problem of Indonesia. Then the energy sector, especially oil and the gas, is the most crucial issue, because electricity and most of transportation still using the oil, the fossil based machine, so a vehicle. So there is a situation that complicated here, and here we can formulate. I'm modeling citizenship in Indonesia, not citizenship actually, but denizenship, where the government deny their own citizen, and first they transform citizen into customer. Perhaps you see the PowerPoint, and they transform the rights into charity, because energy must be a right of the citizen. It's lifting in Indonesian ground, but we must pay it by international price. We must buy it from British Petroleum or Dutch Shell or etc. and then transform state obligation into voluntary state. State government can, yeah, in the by the sense of budget tightening, we give you the subsidies because so the price is reachable. But I'm sorry, we almost collapse. So we reduce the subsidy, and so the state the government put subsidies issue as a charity, as seems like charity, not charity, but seems like charity. And distorted participation, I said distorted because citizen seems as a person that can can choose their own livelihood. But the problem is there's only one provider for energy in Indonesia, which is state enterprise. But the problem, we cannot choose other because there's a forbidden regulation that can give the option for citizen which cannot buy from a state-owned enterprise that we name it Pertamina into other enterprise. So this is the problematic situation, and the fifth is the fragmentation and exclusion. The problem here is most of the region in Indonesia that has provide a lot of natural resources, such in eastern Indonesia, is less developed than in western region. So this is the complicated because the province that claim that we have the natural resources, we make this country more developed. Why we not develop enough? That's the situation, that the problematic. And then this is rushed in parliament, and they ask for the different price because the mining is from our soil. Why we must pay expensive than the province that they don't have any oil, that etc. And as a conclusion, this here I conclude, maybe this is a concluding remark, that the works of two contested, perhaps irreconcilable regime of knowledge, which is liberal and communalism in Indonesia, in Indonesian mind of lawmakers, put the situation of the public policy and welfare development is always in the debate and dilemmas. This is the work of what the model that I name it as the citizenship, not a citizenship at any way, because the government is denied their own citizen. I guess must be remain a lot of debate. We will discuss it lately. Thank you.